Did you and your ex decide to take a break? Was everything perfect before the sudden breakup? Do you still love and miss your ex so much? Have you been unable to move on? Have you been feeling so empty and didn't want to let go? Have you been stalking your ex after the breakup? Have you accidentally dialed their numbers? Do the sweet memories keep running through your mind? Has it been difficult to let go? Have you been unable to get on or move on with others? Breakup can be messy. It is not always a delightful event. You have enjoyed love and happiness with your lover only for things to arise and you both went several ways. It is not all breakup that is final or marks the end to a relationship. Many relationships exist that breakup gave them the avenue to come back better together. We would examine those signs that would help you know whether your ex would come back or if the breakup is the end of the relationship. Just like we can look up to the sky and predict whether there will be fair weather or whether it will rain or be very sunny and hot, so also it is with relationships. There is no movement that is always smooth. Climbing a hill is surrounded by difficulties. The journey to a perfect destination is not all rosy. There would be bends, there would be misunderstandings, there would be arguments, there might be fights, there might be keeping to self. All these are what is needed to smoothen the journey and make it more real. There is common knowledge that when a relationship is without hitches, it means someone is hiding or pretending. We are from different backgrounds, different homes, with different upbringings, and as such, we must clash so that we can adjust, accommodate, and accept each other. But when one partner is accepting everything without complaining, there is need to find out why. It is through the disagreements that we agree. Times might come in a relationship where both parties feel fed up and would want to end the relationship. It was not the intention of any of the parties to end it, but probably external affairs. Since it ended like that, chances are that after a little time, both of you would want to come back together and start again. And as such, it is good to know the signs that a breakup is not the end of you and your ex would come back again. God doesn't support the breakup of lawful marriages or engagement. He wants us to always make a demand of wisdom from Him on how to manage our relationships and all we do. By His guidance, we would not hit the wall, but chances are that you and your partner went separate ways without consulting God, and by the time you get back to God asking for mercy and direction on what to do next, if the relationship was built on the proper foundation and He was involved from the beginning and guided you to locate your partner, He would still bring you both back because He has a task and assignment He has commissioned the both of you for. Let us quickly look at some signs that show your ex will come back to you. Signs that your ex will come back to you. Number 1. When he is unable to move on or make progress. Most breakups happen in anger. Things were not clear. We were moved by emotions or check for space, and after a little while, in the space we created, if your ex is not able to stand up, focus and think ahead, it is a big sign that he will not be able to move on without you and wants to come back to you. You have made an important mark and impact in his life. He has realized and wants to come back to you. Don't be so locked up to accept him back, especially when you both sought the face of God before embarking on the relationship. Check for wisdom from God on how to handle it. Number 2. When your ex keeps calling to check on you and your welfare. When relationship keep the wall and both partners go separate ways, nobody wants to know how the other is doing. You would be more interested in trying to enjoy the break and get yourself together and probably find another person to continue life with. But when you discover that after a breakup, your ex keeps calling, keeps checking up on you to know how you are doing, to know how you are faring, to know how your day at work has been, it is a big sign that he has been unable to move on and still wants to keep in touch with you. He doesn't want to keep distance, he still wants to keep the door open so that both of you can reconnect again. Instead of moving on, hitting the ground with another person, he wants to connect back with you. He has not been able to remove you from his mind, and in this case, would soon reach out to mend ways with you again. Seek mercy from God and make a demand for wisdom. Number 3. When his friends keep coming to inform you of how bad he is doing and why you need to come back. Friends are important to us, and when your partner has introduced you to his friends and you have done the same, they keep an eye open, and whenever you do anything, they would quickly report it to your partner. The same goes for breakup. Your friends and his would get to know about the breakup, and after a little time, if they observe he is unable to bounce back, they would speak with him and decide how to go about pleading his case before you. So when you see his friends coming to tell you how things are not working and pleading you should consider coming back, it's a sign your ex has been unable to move on and wants to come back to you. Go to God for mercy and wisdom on how to handle this. Number 4. When he keeps messaging you and following up with what you do on social media. It is not easy to let go. When you break up with your partner and they are happy, they would quickly go to social media to share that they have moved on. You might probably see the person they are now with, but when after the breakup your ex didn't do such, it shows he is sober and trying to think out of ways to come back. When he starts being active on social media, following you up, messaging you before you go out in the morning, when you are back from work, after posting an event you went to, it is clear that he wants to come back. He is unable to move on and make progress. He has seen his excesses and desires to come back to be with you again. Number 5. He calls to apologize. If after a breakup he doesn't call to apologize, it shows he didn't see anything wrong with the breakup and has probably nursed the idea for long to go separate ways with you. When you see that he calls, sends a message that he is sorry and would like if you both can meet so that he can also apologize, it is a clear sign and signal that he wants to come back. He has been sober, the anger is gone, his head is now clear, and he wants you both to be back again, like it has been before. It is not time to distance yourself. Pray and accept him back. Breakup moment is a time for reflection for both parties. After reflection, it will be clear what next to do. If your path has been knitted together by God, it would be hard to move on, and the desire to reunite would be strong. During this period, spend time praying and seeking God's face, especially if the relationship received approval from God. Like the common saying, the best sailors are made on stormy seas. The relationship is a builder, and you must be patient with things. It is time to get back to God and know where you both failed to see differences. Remember the word of God, in that in love there is endurance. The relationship is meant to last forever. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 4 through 8. Love endures with patience and serenity. Love is kind and thoughtful, not jealous or envious. Love does not brag and is not proud or arrogant. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not provoked, nor overly sensitive and easily angered. It does not take into account any wrong endured. It does not rejoice at injustice, but rejoices with the truth, when right and truth prevail. Love bears all things, regardless of what comes, believes all things, looking for the best in each one, hopes all things, remaining steadfast during difficult times, and endures all things without weakening. Love never fails. It never fades nor ends. The breakup is not the end. Your ex would show signs that he wants to come back. Go to God for mercy. Go to God for strength. You would receive wisdom and direction to carry on and know whether to accept back and how to live together. The comeback would be great, and you both would make a happy home. Congratulations!